Too many pens near me. Excited for the stream. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I think you definitely can. You started probably like 4 years. I kind of drew like off and on when I was a kid, but then didn't do much during like high school and that sort of thing. Pretty sporadic. And then after I graduated, I kind of wanted to try it out, see how far I could get, really. I don't think it takes long at all um, to get good at drawing, really. I've learned that the one thing to kind of, for me, that accelerates a lot of my progress is kind of how much fun that I have with drawing. That kind of has the biggest impact. I think a lot of it is like why that kind of works, I think, is kind of like building a healthy relationship with drawing. I feel like your brain kind of just like naturally cares more about things that you enjoy. So I think enjoying something, or at least just having like some kind of interest. It's not like every time you draw you have to be having like a blast or that sort of thing. Hey, happy to catch the stream again. Yeah, man, welcome. Why am I number two? Yeah, I live in the ranking system that they added recently. It's kind of I didn't even know it was a thing. Just one time I started streaming, I'm like, okay, they have this now, I guess. I still don't know what it really is. It's just like activity or like how frequently someone chats. Seems like the more you chat, the more XP you get, and you get a higher rank. Oh, I see. It seems to like reset, I think, every stream. They've even made the YouTube chat into some kind of game. Dude, pretty soon you're gonna like go to the grocery store or something, and there's some kind of XP system. I guess there kind of already is with like rewards cards and that sort of thing. But pretty soon you'll go to like drive in your car and some mini game starts playing. Exactly, you're just waiting for an HP bar above your head. Yeah, I know. This way, man, it's coming. Yeah, I'm at high school right now, and I've been drawing it on and off too. I really want to draw everything, but there's so much learning in the beginning, so I get exhausted. Yeah, I think even I think there's like always kind of that uh oversaturation of too much to learn. I think at every kind of stage, and I don't think that really goes away, but I've kind of just like ignored that part of drawing really, and kind of just more so like focus on the in the moment, kind of what I can do with whatever like knowledge and things that I know now, and then it's kind of naturally um like it's almost like that kind of just happens in the background, like improvement and everything like that. So I just kind of focus on enjoying whatever current drawing I'm working on and just really focusing on that. And I don't really focus on like improvement or like how fast I'm improving or anything like that. I'm kind of just like drawing what I find fun in the moment, and then everything else kind of just comes naturally from that. Because I mean, really, all I can do is like draw in a day, and then whatever. Like, there's nothing I can really do. Like, there's no effort. I can't just like think harder and I'll improve faster. All I can really do is just kind of like draw whenever I get that day. That's what I get, and then kind of just like that's like all I can progress that day. So I kind of like don't focus so much on how like where my progression's at or that sort of thing. I feel like that kind of just helps for like ease of mind. Because like really one of the main things that I try to focus on is um kind of like why should I come back tomorrow and draw again, you know? Like I'm trying to almost find what I like about it, and I'm like constantly kind of testing um like the reasons why I like art and kind of why it would benefit me to come back, if that makes any sense. But I think coming back the next day is really the most important thing. Yeah, I hit my freaking wrist on the on the door latch when I was coming entering the room. It's like one of those moments where you just kind of like hit the corner of a desk or something. You just like run into it for no reason. Even though you know that that corner's there. Yeah, nice, but I'm just amazed. Like, where do you even get these ideas? I don't know. It's just all like random, spontaneous. Most of it comes from like adapting from what is happening, really. Like, I don't know, this like cat creature on this character's back is a lot different than a normal character I'd make, and it's kind of different because I've been like taking a lot of different routes and kind of I know a lot of people see mistakes as like a bad thing, but it's kind of one of the main pushes for a lot of my drawings, and I kind of use that to adapt out from. Like this little strand up here, like it's a little kind of went further than I was thinking, so then that kind of opens up like to maybe putting a bow tie on them. And I try to keep things as like open-ended as possible. So like when I'm drawing, I have like the face and everything, but I kind of like work in sections, and that kind of keeps it like for like idea generating, I guess. I have a lot of options, and I try to keep it as open as possible and have as many options as possible when I'm drawing. So like down here, I kind of want like something that uses the black ink, and I want that to be down here. So since I already have like this weird cat creature, I'll just kind of like continue that idea down. So it's a lot of like trickle effects between one character to the next, and leaving things open as possible kind of leaves room for a lot of things to happen. And a lot of the mistakes that I make, I try to come up with like ways. They're kind of more like when mistakes happen, I kind of take it as like an opportunity to make a character out of it, or make like that mistake into more like favorable line or that sort of thing. So like the whole drawing, I'm basically just adapting at every point of it. Whereas I'm not thinking of like a prior idea that I want to go for. There's no like, oh, it didn't turn out how I wanted it. Like it's just kind of like whatever happens, and more so of like a journey playing out, I guess, rather than I'm trying to take a trip to a specific location. Just tipped over my water bottle. Hey, you're new here? Hey man, welcome to the stream. That's crazy. I couldn't imagine me doing anything like this like ever. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like very specific to things. I don't know. It's like something that I've kind of built up over time, and what's kind of like worked with me from just kind of like trying things out. And I've kind of like taken what I could from other like artists that I like and that sort of thing. And then kind of like the things that don't work, I've had to change around for things that better work for kind of just me. Boom, boom, boom. How do you usually start your drawing? Like, do you just start with a random line or already have an idea on your mind what you're gonna do when you start? Um, it's kind of it varies from drawing to drawing, but usually, more often than not, I probably just start with a random line. Like this one, I definitely started with like the blob on this character's hair, and then just kind of like I kind of knew I was gonna do a face, so sometimes I have kind of a idea ahead of time of what I want to do, but it's more so like subjects Like sometimes I'll know I want to do a samurai here or a tiger here or like that sort of thing. But sometimes I'll just start with random lines if I like really don't have an idea. So it's really if I come into the drawing and I have an idea, then I'll play around with that idea. But it's very like broad in general, even when I have an idea. Like I don't know how anything's gonna look on it. I just know that I'm gonna do like a subject or something. Like I'm gonna do a female or that kind of thing. And then out from there is really the adapting and same kind of thing that happens throughout the rest of the drawing. Always a little weird drawing on them towards like the edges of pages. some kind of pumpkin man over here, probably. Here, one sec, guys. I'll be right back. But I guess false alarm because I heard my sister like screaming out there. I was like, what the heck? And she's just watching Avatar trailer. Yo, you made your own art book? Yeah, I have. There's like a colored version and a black and white. This is the black and white one that I'm drawing inside right now, and then I have a full colored one too. Somewhere around my room. But yeah, it's like it has everything that I've pretty much drawn in like the last three 3 years. Trying to think what a pumpkin would maybe be holding. Maybe he's got some kind of farming sickle. Can you show it? Yeah, I have. Yeah, one sec. Yeah, so there's two versions. There's the black and white one, which is cheaper and is basically like black and white versions of all the drawings and different things. So it's basically the desaturated version of the original. And the black and white is also soft cover too. And then the colored one is hardcover. And this is the one that I signed and drew in for someone that ordered a book. So yeah, if you guys want a signed or drawn in version, I charge like $10 extra, the book price and that sort of thing. And yeah, the colored version is basically what the original drawings were. And yeah, some of them are like 3 years old, and some of them I did earlier this year. So it has a lot of variety of a lot of the drawings I've done. All of them I have videos of you drawing them and that sort of thing. But yeah, so the colored version is more premium, I guess, version and the closest to the original drawings where the black and white soft covers like a if you kind of want um the drawings themselves and you don't care too much about the uh color and that sort of thing. So wanted to kind of give two options for that. Zig, you might buy one of those. Thank you, man. I'd greatly appreciate it. It does a lot for myself and the channel. Helps me so I can actually keep doing this. Yeah, it took a lot of a lot of work to put it together, but I think it was definitely worth it to have like everything kind of in one place. I was gonna make a post, but if you guys want like a signed version or like one with a drawing in the front, like I had on the colored one, the black and whites, I think I'm just gonna draw on like this first page. I don't want to draw on the cover too much because it doesn't have like a extra page. So I'll probably just have to do the first page for the black and white ones. But yeah, if you guys want one of those versions, you can email me and every like it kind of be nice to know like ahead of time if you guys want one like that, since then I can order multiple at a time, since they do take a bit to actually like come. So if I can get some extras on hand ahead of time or kind of know how many to get, that'd be convenient. I'm probably gonna do a order sometime this week. Hey man, I can't really buy expensive stuff, but I also really like the feel and the look of brush pens. So can you suggest some supplies that are cheap but not terrible? Yeah, honestly, my favorite things is to just get like a. I mean, here I'll grab my brush. Yeah, if you really like the brush pen, kind of feel. My favorite thing to draw with is probably like you can find like this is just a bamboo, cheap bamboo brush that was like $1 or so. I'm pretty sure you could just find these at like most art stores, and it's like I'm sure like any brush that's similar would work. And then I think this is Midnight, I think it's called, Sumi ink, which is like not the cheapest Sumi ink, but I mean you could find Sumi ink pretty cheap. It's a lot cheaper than other inks. Like I think this is like $8 for this bottle, and I still haven't gone through it yet. And I've done a lot of drawings with it, so yeah. And then I have like a like $5 bowl that to like put the ink into. And yeah, I think this is like probably the cheapest way if you want kind of like a, I mean, brush pen, all you have to do is dip it in the ink and it's basically the same as a brush pen. But yeah, I've tried a lot of different brushes and they're basically, they kind of all work the same. And even the ones that are maybe like a little bit odd, that have like a lot more flats or are like softer or stiffer. You eventually get used to them after like a couple of days of using it, so I don't think it really matters. And I actually like a lot of the cheap brushes more than some more like expensive ones like Winsor Newton, or there's another brand I can't think of at the top of my head that I tried. It was a little bit more pricey and I don't know. I like that when I get a cheap brush, I can kind of do what I want with it. Where if I have an expensive one, I feel like I have to baby it all the time to make sure it doesn't get wrecked. Are synthetic brushes fine? Yeah, they feel the same. I mean, the brush pens are synthetic. Definitely. I don't know. I've tried some like real like weasel hair and different things, and I don't really know how to explain it, but they feel like a little more touchy. Where like the synthetic ones, I feel like aren't as fragile. And I mean, a lot of the cost is if it's like synthetic or more real. The real hairs are like more expensive. But yeah, honestly, any brush will work and probably will all feel the same once you spend enough time with one. How do you make drawings look less flat? Really like your style, by the way. Um, there's like a lot of things that I do to kind of um add like dimension sort of. And one thing I like doing is kind of like stacking a lot of layers and kind of like there's a lot of different layers on this character over here. He has the arms that are going over top of like the cat's, and then this cat is going over top of his arms, and then like they have armor, and so like I'm basically trying to stack as many objects and layer them in space, and I think that adds like a lot of three-dimensional like distance kind of, and a lot of, I mean, perspective is basically just distance between things. So the more distance you can put between things in your drawing, the more three-dimensional it's gonna look. And I like adding a lot of different objects to kind of um like convince that there's a lot of space in there. And like the shield being further back and just really providing distance will make things look a lot more three-dimensional. I mean, you can add shading. I don't have any shading on these characters. And yeah, I like to just do a lot of black lately. But yeah, um, like some, I do like minor rendering, like little hatching here and there to kind of like describe the form, I guess. I'll see if I can get a scratch piece. Yeah, but whenever I'm drawing, yeah, there's a lot of different ways to make like add like three dimension. Like I said, a lot of the stacking, it could be like very simple, like I mean, samurai helmet or some any kind of object that is just above another object, and then put in like a face below here, and then so there's that. There's like an overlap, and a lot of it is the overlapping of things. And then I don't know, he has a face, and then I could just make his body kind of normal. But if I wanted to make him more three-dimensional, then I like to add like basically layers to him. And so if I added some kind of armor, and since the armor takes up a lot of space, then it will make him look more three-dimensional since he has a lot of extra space that is basically being taken up. And then if I wanted to basically make him more convincing that he's taking up space, then I kind of like call it like support characters. So if I put, let's say, a cat up in the front area over here, then this could be like a support character. And by support, basically, this cat is just here to make this other character back here a stronger character. By basically, this cat is pushed into the distance and it makes this character look like he's further back. And then, so I'll do like a lot of support characters. And like, on this cover here, it's kind of the same thing, like these whales have like some kind of open space on their face, and that supports a lot of the characters that have more detail. So kind of like that contrast. And then this character that's pushed up makes these other characters look like they're further back. So it's a lot of like contrasting. And then if I want to make this character take up more space, like I said, items and armor I like to use to do that, but also like hatching and kind of like defining out and exploring where these different parts of his face might be. And I'm kind of like sculpting out his face with these lines. But yeah, he's kind of kind of a weird looking cat. But yeah, and then you could just keep going for like as long as you want, just layering everything out. and basically trying to create as much believable distance in your drawing, I think will add the most three-dimensional aspect to it. And if you're doing like a solo shot where you only have one character, you can also pretty much do the same thing, but instead of these other characters as like the support objects, um, I could just have, if this was like the shot, then I would just have maybe like a tree that comes up, and this tree being here would create some distance for this character. And then I can go further, and he has a lot of dark armor on him. So then in front of him, some kind of like contrasting idea. The plants could be very pushed up, but they could be a lot lighter in value. And then same thing, instead of having like a character, just draw a stick figure. Instead of having a character back here to create like more distance and basically make these characters in front, giving them more space by creating more distance, then I could just have basically another plant back here and have all trees. So like the trees and different objects, buildings, it doesn't really matter what it is. It could even just be um, like masses that are just blobs of ink or something. But anything that kind of creates that distance is gonna make it look more three-dimensional, like a sky. And it's kind of like goes on and on until you're happy with it. But yeah, and you can also add shading now. I have anything nearby to do that, but just kind of like putting shadows and different things can make the character look a little bit more three-dimensional. I mean, shadows kind of just describe the form, and depending on what you use, line can also do the same thing, and that can make it look a bit more three-dimensional. So if I had a character right here with some three-quarter lighting, you could also do that same kind of thing with some shading. Kind of another goofy character, but yeah, shading can also make it look a little bit more three-dimensional, which is the same thing as basically hatching, or however you want to add more line weight can make it look three-dimensional, having a lighter, thinner line on top where the light's hidden, and then a thicker line near the bottom where the shadow starts. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways to make it look more three-dimensional. Yeah, and like the layering thing that I was saying, where you have like some characters further to the front and other ones back. It's kind of what I'm doing, um, but more directly on the character. So some like more kind of intricate layers that are like on the character itself. So some are like pushed forward and some are pushed back, and it kind of adds more depth to the character itself. Your characters themselves just seem to jump out and come to life in a way. I haven't figured out how to do that myself. Really appreciate the answer too. Yeah, no problem. Make a video about this. You could get a lot of views. At least I find it helpful. Yeah, usually I try not to do, I don't know, too many like explanation videos. But usually if it's something that is kind of a question that comes up, keeps coming up, then I'll usually make a video about it. But I don't know. Pumpkin. Alright, guys, I'm gonna end the stream here. It's gonna be a little bit of a shorter stream today, but just kind of doodling and hanging out for a bit. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for supporting me. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.